Alright, Ghost Game fans, Gammamon fans, I know you guys have been waiting for a while for this one, but we finally got it, so let's get straight into the deck profile. Okay, Digi-Eggs cards, the brand new Gammamon from RB01. Essentially, this is like the same as like AVAULT with the Doraemon. Simply, your turn once returned, when you tuck something underneath your sources, you get to draw one card. That's really what it's all about. That's what the game plan is all about. You're going to be tucking a lot of sources underneath Gammamon, utilizing lots of different kinds of effects off of that. So this is the 4 main eggs that you all really need to play. Okay, as for rookies, 4 copies of the brand new RB01 Gammamon. It is actually your main searcher of the deck. It grabs you anything that is Gammamon related in its text. It also grabs you Hero, which is your main dedicated tamer. And then it also has the Inheritable, giving you extra 2000 DP, which is really good because you're going to be racking up a lot of power. With more power, you can swing over things, be strong when you're swinging into security, survive battles, and that's basically what red does best, is gain a lot of attacking power. Speaking of attacking power, the secondary Gammamon we're going to be showcasing here is the promo one, which simple, inheritable, extra 2000 DP, as long as you have a hero in play, and same reasons is to basically go strong with your Digimon. Next, we got the BT13 Gammamon right here. It has a your turn once returned, you get to draw one when you play a red tamer. Nice to have every now and then, just so you can draw more cards. It has that inheritable of when attacking, not once returned. If this Digimon is 6000 DP or higher, you get to delete one of your opponent's Digimon that's 3000 DP or less. Great for getting rid of floodgate rookies, smaller things, and removal on top of like sort of like board control, which you have a lot in this deck. It actually deletes a lot of things, which is really nice, especially when it comes to the top end stuff. Then we have this new Gammamon. Not really new, this is actually the RB01 Gammamon, but it's also treated as the promo 58 Gammamon, which actually costs 1 to Digivolve. However, you mainly actually want to use its sort of effect of your turn while you have a red tamer in play. This Digimon can attack your opponent's unsuspended Digimon. You're going to be racking up a lot of Gammamon related stuff underneath, and you can actually potentially gain this effect in your top end stack as well, essentially. So being able to swing over and suspend this stuff is always going to be neat. And that basically wraps up for our rookies. Moving into our level 4s, 3 copies of the brand new Battle Gammamon right here. It has Raid, Digivolving for 2 costs on top of anything that is a Gammamon specific. It can be any color, but mostly anything that we play with a rookie is red essentially right now, so it's not that super important. It has the when Digivolving, if you don't have a hero, you get to play 1 hero from your hand for free, just like most other level 4s nowadays. Being able to play the dedicated tamer of the deck is just really super value, which you're always trying to go for. And 3 is really all you need, just because 4 is not that as consistent. You only really need to use that effect once only. And Raid is kind of nice, but not essential, because with our main level 4, we're actually playing Ghost Gammamon here. Now, Digivolves for 3 on top of purple, but because it's the Gammamon archetype, you can use the alternative Digivolution to Digivolve for 2 on top of Gammamon. It has the end of attack. By deleting this Digimon, you delete one of your opponent's Digimon that has DP less than or equal to this particular Digimon that you're going to be deleting. And on deletion, it lets you play a Gammamon back from trash, to then you can cycle back, which is going to be really nice, but you do have to play it suspended, which is totally fine. Keeping the board afloat with Gammamon so you can potentially search more, do more on-play effects is always going to be more preferable with the particularly new Gammamon. So therefore, this rules Gammamon is very similar to the old one, which we will also still talk about the old one right here, where we still play 4 copies of it, just because it has that similar effect of it when it gets deleted. Exact same, play a Gammamon back from trash, suspended. But this one's a little bit different. If you have a Gammamon in its sources, this does gain retaliation. So pretty good when you want to go for trading against your opponents like bigger Digimon and bigger stacks, getting that, removing them as well. So mainly, again, floating capability, which is why we play 4 copies. Then for the level 4s to round off, which we do play quite a handful of, because a lot of them actually focuses on these Gammamon related effects, which we'll talk about more later. But we do have Wezen Gammamon, just 2 copies right here. Again, it digivolves on top of a green, but you can digivolve on top of Gammamon specifically with this black box text for 2, and it gives it blocker, and it is definitely handy to have every now and then if you need to go for some defensive plays. That's it for level 4s. Level 5s, brand new Kenowai right here from RB01 specifically, Digivolving for 3 on top of red. Otherwise, you Digivolve for 3 on top of level 4 Gammamon in name. Or alternatively, you can actually Digivolve this straight from a Gammamon as long as it has a Gammamon card within its sources. Again, it might seem a little bit confusing, but I'll show you guys how it exactly works in the combo segment. But you can basically jump from a level 3 straight to a level 5 of that via effect. And then it has the simple All-Turns effect, which is very familiar with the older Canon-Weissmon. This Digimon gains all of the Gammamon related effects underneath it, so then you can rack up like extra multiple inheritables, which is always going to be really nice, and that's what Gammamon is all about. And inheritable does exactly the same, so then your top end level 6s can have that kind of benefit as well. Then we're playing one copy of the older Canon-Weissmon right here. Again, it can Digivolve for 3 on top of a level 4 Gammamon. It doesn't have the warping capability, but this time, this one has a your turn once per turn effect. When you suspend one of your Tamers, it gains extra 2000 DP, and if this Digimon gains up to 12,000 DP or higher, it can gain security +1 for the turn, which is going to be really nice. And just like the new Canon-Weissmon, exact same effect, gaining all the Gammamon related effects underneath it, and same when it comes to its inheritable, which I really like as a tech. Because sometimes against certain matchups, you can go really hyper aggressive and make a lot of checks and a lot of swings, but a lot of DP, and it can help close out games very quickly, which I sometimes might argue, might think of playing an extra copy of, but one is really nice for now. Then to round off our level 5s, we play 3 copies of Regulusmon. You guys know, hunting down singles for this deck is actually kind of hard, so I'm only able to play 3 copies of this. I know optimally most players would actually want to play 4, but again guys, I have trouble finding my last final copy, which is actually why I play the older Canon-Weissmon, which works out great for me overall so far. But if you do have access to the 4th copy, I definitely will play 4 copies of Regulus instead of the other Canon-Weissmon. You might have to juggle your level 5 ratios a little bit based on your own personal preference, but this guy is actually really good for the deck because it Digivolves for 3 on top of a level 4 Gammamon once again. It has when Digivolving, when attacking, its once per turn effect. You get to trash one card with Gammamon and its text from your hand, and then one of your Digimon, it can be itself or one of your other Digimon, gains on deletion, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest level at the end of your opponent's turn, which lasts pretty nice. It's like a really good, like kind of like semi-retaliation effect. And being able to delete your opponent's lower level Digimon is always great removal tool. And then it has the All-Turns effects, exactly same as Canon-Weissmon, gaining all the Gammamon related effects, which is always going to be crucial. Same for the inheritable. So that's basically for Regulusmon right there. That's it for level 5s. Level 6s, we're actually playing 3 copies of Siriusmon, which is kind of like the main cover picture or the main boss Digimon of the deck. Siriusmon right here Digivolves for 3 on top of your level 5 Gammamon and text specifically, so you can actually Digivolve on top of Regulusmon. A lot of effects do pertain to having Gammamon and text, but also Gammamon and its name, so be sure to, you know, pay attention to those kind of differences when it comes to sort of Digivolving and doing all your combos. Now what Siriusmon does is that when you Digivolve, you get to place one Digimon card with Gammamon in its text from your hand underneath its sources, to delete one of your opponent's Digimon with DP less than equal to this particular Digimon DP. Once again, you're going to be racking up a lot of DP, even though Siriusmon is just 11k to start off with so many other DP buffs and gain effects, you're going to be able to get really high and really big, and you can delete almost anything in the game, which is really strong. It has a secondary effect, your turn once returned, when opponent's Digimon is deleted, you get to unsuspend this guy as well, so it's kind of nice to have for sure. Really cool card, really fantastic, and very important because it helps you set up to place your Arcturusmon underneath itself, which is going to be really important for later on. But otherwise, Arcturusmon itself can also Digivolve for 4 on top of a level 5 Gammamon in text. Any Digimon that has Gammamon in its text, basically. It has a when Digivolving, you get to place one Digimon card with Gammamon in its text from your trash at this Digimon's bottom Digivolution cards. Then delete one of your opponent's Digimon that's level less than or equal to the number of this Digimon's Digivolution cards. Now, once again, you're going to be racking up a lot of stacks underneath it. Usually, it's very easy to delete straight up a level 4, but by adding more sources underneath, you can potentially delete a level 5, level 6, and level 7, and so on. So by doing so, it also has a on deletion effect. You get to return one Digimon card from your trash back to your hand. Then by trashing a Siriusmon from your hand, you can play a Proximamon from your hand for free. And Proximamon is going to be your main final boss Digimon deck, which we're going to get about into it just in a bit. But it's really nice because you can return Siriusmon from your trash back to your hand, trash this exact same Siriusmon to play the Proximamon. It has the inheritable of your turn once per turn when opponent's Digimon is deleted. If this Digimon has Gammamon in its text, you trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. Trashing security is always fantastic. Really powerful mechanic, very powerful tool in general. And some of you guys may know, we're actually getting even more Gammamon and Regulus and Arcturusmon related support in the future in the form of the LM pack, which is already available in Japan. But once we get those cards, Gammamon is actually going to become even stronger than it is before. So if you guys are Gammamon fans and want to see more future updates with Gammamon, definitely subscribe, turn on that notification bell as well, give this video a like, and once again guys, if you haven't done so yet, be sure to join the AVAULT Club, and I really appreciate the support because I posted my first draft deck list for Gammamon already, and you can even see further updates with newer deck profiles of everything that I cover on the channel for sure as well. So definitely check that out too. But that's Articunousmon right here. And then finally, Proximamon, what this card is all about. There's two main ways to get into this final boss Digimon card. Now the first way is to Digivolve for 3 costs on top of a Siriusmon that has Articunousmon underneath its sources. That's why Siriusmon has that kind of sliding in effect, so you can potentially put Articunousmon underneath, getting into Proximamon. Second way to get into it is with Articunousmon's secondary effect, which we talked about earlier. That's how you basically bring this guy out. Of course, you want to have more sources underneath, so you have more inheritables, more effects to sort of apply all over it. Because it has all turns once a turn, when another Digimon is deleted, you get to play one level 4 lower Digimon card with Gammamon in its name from your trash for free. And then at the end of your turn, once returned by placing one Digimon card with Gammamon in its text from your hand or trash underneath this Digimon, you get to delete one of your opponent's Digimon with DP less than or equal to this Digimon's DP. Proximamon is 15k, you're gonna rack up a lot of DP usually, and you can just pop really big things and in combo with your Articunousmon, inheritables, and all the other stuff, trash security, and yeah, control the board that way, which I really like. Really cool synergy between red and purple all together to have some really amazing effects. That's it for our Digimon. Now let's talk about our Tamers. The brand new Tamer of the deck is this 3-cost hero from RB01. It has a starter main phase effect by placing one Digimon card with Gammamon in its name from your hand underneath one of your Digimon's Digivolution card. You get to gain a memory and draw one. Very similar to X-Antibody shenanigans and X-Antibody stuff that we see a lot, which is going to be really nice, racking up your stacks, adding more effects, inheritables or Gammamon related stuff, setting it up so then you can go for really cool combos and, you know, build a big stack with a variety of effects is what you're trying to go for. It has a secondary effect which can help you buff up your Digimon by 2000 DP when you do Digivolve it into a Digimon with Gammamon in its text by suspending this Tamer. So again, like I mentioned earlier, you get to rack up a lot of DP, and it's really important for this deck overall. Then we got 2 copies of the Memory Tamer hero back from BT8. Memory Tamer is crucial, but also when you attack, you get to spend it, give extra 2000 DP. Again, really good stuff to add more power. Then speaking of power, we want more damage as well, so I like to play 2 copies of the promo hero right here, which gives one of our Gammamon related stuff security +1, which is always going to be nice, so then we can swing for aggressive, make aggressive plays, close game a little bit faster and earlier, and yeah, just a really nice card right here. Okay, for other cards that you guys can be including to spice up your deck a little bit, let's talk about some of the older stuff. There's still the older Battle Gammamon right here, which has Simple Blitz. Kind of nice to have every now and then when you do Digivolve, and you can kind of like swing in and sort of like, you know, make an attack before your turn ends. Really nice for aggressive playstyles. With this Chaos Gammamon, which is also older right here, simply just can't be blocked. Not super helpful. There's not a whole lot of blockers. It's very niche, very specific effect every now and then. Therefore, you know, this is just an okay card, but it might be meta, you know, relevant at some point. And then for the other newer Chaos Gammamon, it has Evade right here. This deck doesn't really have protection, so having some form of protection can be nice every now and then. So if you do want to sort of have a more defensive approach and stay on the board longer because you do control quite a bit and want to like play the slower game, Chaos Gammamon is a pretty neat one to have too. And then for the older ones in Gammamon, going back to more aggressive playstyles, you want to swing over your opponent's Digimon. You can swing over unsuspended stuff usually, so having Piercing with this one is kind of nice to synergize with the whole combos too. Then moving on to some newer of this stuff, level 5, which is very interesting. There's Fumamon right here, which is great for getting rid of sources and sort of like stunning your opponent's Digimon as well, so then they can't attack. And otherwise, it has those secondary effects, which is very similar to Canwise one to gain all the variety of Gammamon related effects. And then there's also Gilirumon right here. This one's the green specialty, suspend your opponent's stuff, preventing from unsuspending, and then gaining all the Gammamon stuff too with effects. Last but not least, if you guys do want to play an option, Bear Claw is still kind of nice every now and then. Just for 1 cost, you get to give extra 2000 DP, tuck something underneath your Gammamon stack as you're growing it bigger and bigger, and you get to draw one as well, so giving you a bit more psychability is kind of nice as well. But that's basically it for all the other tech choices that you guys can see. Okay, combos and how to play the Gammamon deck. Of course, when it comes to the mulligan, very important cards that you want to be seeing, very important actually, is the brand new hero, which is why we play 4 copies of. Very important to help your cycle. Go for your big stack combos. But other than that, of course, you want to see your usual rookies. Any Gammamon that you can Digivolve is always fine, fantastic. And then it's otherwise the newer Gammamon, so you can on play to search it, find more pieces. Once again, potentially get 2 hits is what you're really looking for. And then of course, a good level 4 that you can get into to Digivolve into, so then you can continue to sort of cycle through more cards, go for stack. Ghouls Gammamon is usually the more preferable one, especially in combination with the new Gammamon, so then whenever it gets deleted, you can play it back, cycle through more cards, and continue your searching if you ever need to. But anyways, let's go into how you want to set it up. So hatch your egg, Digivolve into whichever Gammamon you have, and then you just want to Digivolve for 2 into Ghouls Gammamon, especially if you're going first. If you're going second, then you can potentially play the memory gauge a little bit, hard play a Gammamon, mainly the one that can search. Otherwise, you can hard play a hero right here. If you have Battle Gammamon, really important to keep in mind that you can potentially Digivolve into it and then play a hero for free for further value, and then continue to do so and repeat again and again and again. Hero is really good. The new one you want to see multiple copies of. You can stack their effects. Being able to stack them multiple times, you can continue to go stronger and stronger. So you want to find more cards, draw more cards, and you want to find more Gammamon related stuff as you go through, and you want to potentially see your level 5s and your level 6s, and as you continue to go on. So depending on what the early stages of the game really look like, if you need to control the board, you know, you can move up, start of your main phase. You can basically start tucking stuff underneath that is Gammamon specific. Keep in mind, any of these guys is what you're going to be usually tucking underneath. You can even tuck in this promo one, the RB1 specific, because it lets you attack unsuspended, which I mentioned earlier. And by tucking it underneath, you get to draw 1 card, gain a memory hero, and then with that, you get to draw another card with Gammamon as well. And by doing so, you can always continue to cycle for more cards and continue to play like that. Now, as for the level 5s, with the Counter-Weissmon, gets really unique. Instead of having a level 4, it gives you the flexibility of having a Gammamon, and once you place something underneath as Gammamon with Hero's effect, you can then basically have enough memory to warp straight into this just like that, which is also really nice. So you can turbo into it, and then you can potentially go into your level 6 right after to follow up. Otherwise, if you were in this kind of situation, you can always utilize Ghouls Gammamon and then Digivolve straight into a Regulusmon just like that as well. So very versatile when it comes to building your stack and however you want to go into it. Of course, the end goal is eventually to get to level 6. The brand new Ghouls Gammamon is actually really cool because by having that, you can actually control the board and delete more things. Like I mentioned, you can swing, delete it at the end of attack, play another Gammamon back. Ideally, it's going to be the one that can search you more cards. You know, if you need to really find more pieces and continue to sort of build a bigger stack, or sort of find cards that you really want to go for bigger plays, just like that as well. Really cool thing as well, because when it comes to Regulus and your Counter-Weissmon, it gains the effects of this Ghouls Gammamon or anything that's Gammamon underneath it as well. That's what you're really trying to go for. Anyways, going into your level 6 in the end, 2 methods, which is really nice. First one is going to Seriousmon. Sometimes if you want to attack first, if you're Digimon on the same turn, you know, you can use your heroes to give extra DP so you're swinging safely, and even you have on deletion stuff with Regulusmon right here. Fantastic purple synergy. And then otherwise, after the attack, you can go into Seriousmon, you know, tuck something underneath. Ideally, you want to be tucking your Arcturusmon right here so you can delete one of your opponent's Digimon, unsuspend the Seriousmon, and trash your security just like that. And now you're set up to go into your Proximamon in your next turn, or otherwise in the exact same turn if you have the enough memory to go for in the beginning. Now with Proximamon, you get to do that and then pop more things, and then at the end of your turn, you get to tuck more things in underneath. And being able to sometimes to tuck multiple Arcturusmon is fantastic, so then you can trash a lot of stuff. Otherwise, tucking in underneath anything to delete more things is a lot of really cool purple and red deletion control on the board, which you're always trying to go for, and that's fantastic. Now, for the other way, like I talked about earlier, how you want to get into Proximamon, you can potentially go into Arcturusmon right here, and then otherwise you can go aggressive and just swing, attack, and if it ever gets threatened to be deleted, you basically get to, you know, grab a Seriousmon back from the trash, and then trash the exact same one. Or if you ever had one in the beginning with, you can trash that one and then immediately just play Proximamon for free, and then you can continue to rack up your stack just like that at the end of the turn, bit by bit, or use Hero to do the same, because it does have Gammamon in its text as well, which is absolutely fantastic. And like I mentioned earlier, another quick short combo in the early stages of the game. If you ever have like a Gammamon and then you go into like a Ghouls Gammamon right here, and then the older canon-wise spawn is kind of nice if you get into this. And then you can actually potentially suspend the hero when you attack, you know, and then suspend these heroes as well. So it gains a lot of DP, and instantly that's like 3 checks. Really great early game aggression and power when it comes to it. But that's really simple with Gammamon. You're just trying to, you know, put up more stacks, build a big stack just like that, and then go into Proximamon for control if you ever need to. Otherwise, sometimes you can actually just end games without your Proximamon, which is always not needed because Arcturusmon and Cirrusmon themselves are just as strong and they can do a lot of damage, especially when you have this promo hero right here. So you can go for big attacks, which is always really nice. So now that you know all the cool combos, the next thing is to take this deck and actually battle against some other really cool decks. So be sure to check out the gameplay video if you haven't done so yet right here. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. You guys have a great day, great night, wherever you are. See you next video. And this is AVAULT signing out.